In midweek, bolstered by the return of skipper Alex McLeish after injury. Well, one man who'll really relish this match today is former Ranger Jim Bett, who looked all set to rejoin his old club in the summer, only for the deal to fall through at the last moment. 3 of his 4 goals this season have come from the penalty spot. Very much a man in the news at present is the homesick Hans Hielhuis, who's indicated he'd like to return to Holland. He missed last week's Skull Cup semi-final defeat by Rangers because of international duty with his country. Aberdeen will be hoping he can provide goals today. Graham Souness welcomes back his skipper Richard Gough, who was rested in midweek for the European Cup tie against Valletta of Malta, and in fact experience returns throughout the team for a vital match in the championship race. And the man who made the difference when the sides met in the Skull tie at Hampden was Trevor Stephen, who scored the only goal of the game. He's an ever-present this season, and he's been Rangers' outstanding player to date. 10 goals in 12 games is the record of Mo Johnson this season, 5 scored in the European ties. He's well on the way to beating last season's total of 16. The match referee is Mr. Len Mottram from Hart Hill. So Ali McCoist and Mo Johnson get this match underway. Granite grey skies above the Granite City this afternoon, and really it will be difficult for both sets of players. Well, Aberdeen go into this match this afternoon with a special record against Rangers, a remarkable record in fact in the Premier League since it began in 1975. The Ibrox men have recorded just 3 victories here in 30 games, and in fact in the 60 matches played to date, both here and at Ibrox, Aberdeen have won 29, lost just 15 and drawn 16. A truly incredible record. But here come Aberdeen now. Jim Bett hoisting a high one in. The referee awarding the goal kick. Chris Woods already shouting instructions to his players. 7 shutouts in 12 games this season. Well, not quite a full house here at Pittodrie. Obviously, a number of people thinking that the match could well be off, with torrential rain falling throughout the night and all of today. But Connor. Ian Jess for Aberdeen. Testing one for Chris Woods, and the ball tipping just above his crossbar. Well, this will be a difficult day for goalkeepers and for defenders. You can see the splash of water again as Jess delivered the cross, and Woods watching it anxiously all the way. Stevens under pressure. Goff's there. Here's a chance for Paul Mason. Ian Jess coming in. Referee waving play on. McKimmie stepping in for Aberdeen. Robert Connor. Gary Stevens quite happy to let that long pass go out of play. Terry Hurlett providing the back pass to his goalkeeper. Spackman stepping in, pushing it through for McCoist to chase. Snelders well out of his goal. Stuart McKimmie forward to Mason. Ryan Grant to Jess. Mason again, challenged by Hurlett. Launches the referee. Hans Hielhuis. Surely blocked there by Richard Gough. Well, Hielhuis showing just how quick he can be, and Gough having to concede the free kick in a very dangerous position right on the edge of the penalty area. Chris Woods shouting instructions as the defensive wall is lined up. Bett and Hielhuis over the ball. This is a dangerous moment for Rangers. It's left to Hielhuis. Well taken again by Chris Woods. Well, Hielhuis deadly from this type of situation. Bett stepping over the ball and leaving it to the Dutchman. And Chris Woods will be happy with that save in these conditions. Spackman to Johnston. Good first-time ball by Mo Johnson to Mark Walters. Rangers getting plenty of players forward. McLeish with Walters. Gets in the cross, a header! And well saved. Trevor Stephen getting in the header. And that was an awkward one for Theo Snelders. Well, Mark Walters did well. He ran onto that ball from Mo Johnson. Provided the cross despite McLeish. And the downward header, well taken by Snelders. John Brown trying to keep on the pressure. Kimmy stepping in. Over to Mason. Looking for Heelhouse, who's operating wide on the left. Oh, and a mistake there in defence. Blocked there by Chris Woods. Away by Brown. And behind for the goal kick. Well, anxious moments there for the Rangers defence, a lot of it caused by the conditions. Gary Stevens trying to pass back, it held up in the water. Broke to Heelhouse, which partially blocked it. Rangers in all kinds of trouble. Brown driving the ball against the Aberdeen player, and behind it goes for the goal kick. Reinhardt. Both sets of players finding it very difficult in the conditions. Gary Stevens with a throw-in to Ali McCoist. Wins the throw-in. The answers the referee as McLeish wins the ball. Gives it away though to Spackman. This could spell trouble for Aberdeen. Mo Johnson slipping at the vital moment. Well, again, a victim of the conditions. John Brown in trouble now against Heelhouse. And Heelhouse, right across the face of the goal. It's swept away by Gary Stevens. Hurlock getting the touch forward. Picked up now by Spackman. Ali McCoist. Through to Mo Johnston. Good cover provided by Robert Connor. And again, the conditions causing all kinds of problems. Theo Snelders does well to keep the ball in play. Connor had to act smartly there as Johnson threatened. Well, this is the Heelhouse shot right across the face of the goal. Chris Woods was in trouble. Eventually, it was away by Stevens and Hurlett. Jim Bett now for Aberdeen. Trevor Stephen, surrounded by Aberdeen players. Putting it straight at Jim Bett. Ryan Grant. Cut out by Spackman. The shot going in from Paul Mason. Well, Richard Gough a bit unhappy with the linesman for some reason. Well wide of Chris Woods' goal. Stuart Monroe stepping in. Mark Walters, he's got Gary Stevens going with him. Robert Connor provides the cover. Well, look at the water on the pitch. Here comes Mark Walters. Ali McCoy's going in, and a good save again by Theo Snelders. Another difficult ball for the goalkeeper, and he did very well indeed. Well, the players falling about in these conditions. Mark Walters kept his feet well, and Snelders really had to take that first time with McCoy's coming in. Richard Gough with the header for Rangers, away by Irvine. Mark Walters getting the merest touch, but into the path of Peter van de Ven. Forward looking for Heelhouse. Good play by Heelhouse, being chased all the way by Gough. Ball going behind. And a goal kick to Rangers. Well, Hans Heelhouse shrugging off the challenge of Gough, showing his tremendous pace. But the cross, well, not one of his better ones, spinning behind for the goal kick. Oh, Hans Heelhouse, a man whose future still in some doubt. He's 2 years of his contract to run here at Pittodrie. He's made it known he'd like to go back home to Holland, but Aberdeen saying he must stay. Spackman forward to McCoist. Irvin with him. Still McCoist. Well, again, just quite impossible. Well, Ali can manage a bit of a smile, but it really is quite farcical. He did well initially, held off the challenge of Irvin, trying to open up the gap on the defender, just running into puddles of water. Irvin sweeping the ball in the direction of Hillhouse. Hillhouse charging forward. Down he comes. Play on, says the referee. Well, a moment of some controversy, but again the referee allowing for the conditions. Well, Hillhouse testing Gary Stevens all the way, a difficult one for the fullback. He got his foot in there, in actual fact did very well indeed. And the ball into the hands of Chris Woods, and Hillhouse just can't quite believe it. Ryan Irvin, the offside flag going up against Jess. So we're inside the final minute of the first half. Brown forward looking for Johnson. Trevor Stephen. Alec McLeish for Aberdeen. Here comes Gary Stevens being challenged by Van de Ven, who does well. His pass was cut out by Hurlock. Mo Johnston to Mark Walters. Headed behind by McLeish. Well, a bit of a misunderstanding there between the Aberdeen captain and his goalkeeper. Snelders had also committed himself. But again, in these conditions, McLeish perhaps doing the right thing, taking absolutely no chance at all. John Brown inside the penalty area. There's a header on from Trevor Stephen. The ball spinning high in the air. Away eventually by McKimmie. Well, an anxious moment for the Aberdeen defence. But now they're breaking forward. Played into the path of Paul Mason. Good play by Mason. Challenged by Hurlock. And there in fact goes the half-time whistle. Well, a very difficult first half for both sets of players. They both found it very, very difficult indeed. A lot of rain flying just on the surface. So the half-time score here at Pittodrie, Aberdeen 0, Rangers. A welcome change of jerseys for both sides in these conditions. No changes though in either lineup. And no doubt both managers telling their players to keep the emphasis very much on not making mistakes. A vital match in the Premier Division and really to be played in these conditions, but it's the same throughout the country this afternoon. Alec McLeish spinning off the head of Trevor Stephen. Jim Betts in there. The challenge going in from Stuart Monroe. Aberdeen have the throw-in. They're splashing about again. That corner looks particularly bad. Alec McLeish, the Aberdeen captain. Mason getting the touch forward to Jim Bett. Hillhouse. Mason. Well, a close effort. Paul Mason getting the cross from Jim Bett. It was headed down by Hans Hillhouse, who's so good in that type of position. The left foot shot and past the left-hand post of Chris Woods. Well, a real chance there for Aberdeen. McLeish forward to Bett. Grant forcing his way forward. Hillhouse leaves it to Van de Ven. Van de Ven with the cross. Well, another chance for Aberdeen. Chris Wood's looking on anxiously there. Gary Stevens appeared to have closed down the Dutchman, but he switched the ball to his right foot. It got away from John Brown, but Jess couldn't get to it. Switch of play to Van de Ven. Good play by McKimmie. Van de Ven quickly closed down by Gary Stevens. He's supported though by Robert Connor. To Mason, forward to Jess. He's got Hillhouse wide. Good first touch by Hillhouse. Hurlock's in there. Hillhouse again. Well, Hurlock did well initially as Hillhouse forced his way forward. Great play by the Dutchman. Hurlock made the challenge. Then running into a bit of trouble with John Brown. Hillhouse was there again, and the header straight into the hands of Chris Wood. He's just failing to get the touch away by McLeish. And the offside flag goes up against the Aberdeen attack. Richard Goff with the free kick. Mo Johnson getting a touch to Ali McCoist. Well, that was a fine effort by McCoist. Alec McLeish unhappy with his co-defenders. McCoist really looking in the mood this afternoon if he can just get the ball teed up for him. Look at this turn against the Aberdeen captain. The ball inches over the crossbar. Hoist again. Hurlock. The offside flag goes up against Hafley. So Johnson has fallen into a slightly deeper role. Walter Smith, the Rangers assistant manager. Aberdeen have the throw-in, conceded by Rangers skipper Richard Goff. Robert Connor, away by John Brown. Ali McCoist with Johnson in support. Irvin getting the touch for Aberdeen, returned by Hurlock to Haitley. Johnson finding Spackman. Hurlock again. Good play by Hurlock to Spackman. Mo Johnston. Rangers starting to string the passes together. As it goes to Trevor Stephen. Looking for Haitley. Here's a chance for McCoist, and a great save by Theo Snelders. And the goalkeeper taking a knock. That was brave goalkeeping by Theo Snelders. Well, Rangers got the passes together at last. The cross was provided by Stephen, headed down by Haitley. McCoist right through in the goalkeeper. He had to go for it. Great courage by the Aberdeen goalkeeper. And now requiring some treatment. And of course, that's always the danger on afternoons like this. So a sad moment for Aberdeen as Theo Snelders is carried from the field. An accidental clash with Ali McCoist, which can be put down to the conditions this afternoon. And when you see this, you really wonder about the wisdom of ever starting this game. So Craig Robertson comes on to the field, and Brian Irvin will take over in goal. Well, to think that an important Premier Division match could be settled because of such an incident. Robert Connor. Cut out by Goff. Connor again to Grant. He's challenged by Spackman. Perhaps a chance on for Rangers. Haitley going forward here. Through looking for McCoist. Trevor Stephen for Rangers. Miscue by Alex McLeish. Mo Johnson now picking out Gary Stevens. Forward looking for McCoist. He's got Connor in attendance and Van de Ven. He does well. Van de Ven shot with the pass back and putting Irvine in trouble. Hateley making the challenge. Well, Van de Ven really should just have whipped that ball out of play. Ryan Irvine taking a knock there. Van de Ven playing the pass back. In goes Hateley. And that was brave goalkeeping by the substitute keeper. Leon, says the referee. Monroe. Long one forward, just 5 minutes left. Again, the conditions causing problems for McKimmie. Well taken by Brian Irvine. That was Trevor Stephen. Saw the gap. Well, McKimmie getting caught again by these conditions. Trevor Stephen hitting the first time ball, and I tell you, that was good goalkeeping by Brian Irvine. Robert Connor being chased by Terry Hurlock. Gary Stevens, that's a foul surely against Stevens. Fouled there by Robert Connor. It's quickly taken. Mo Johnston looking for Hateley. Hateley racing through the middle. He gets ahead of McLeish, and again good goalkeeping by Brian Irvine. He committed himself, raced from his goal. McLeish was definitely under pressure there from Hateley. Here's Mason, surrounded by Rangers players. Well, the referee waving play on. He appeared to be fouled there by John Brown. Hateley again. Ali McCoist racing through the middle. McKimmie with Hateley. He does well, gets the ball to Spackman. It comes off Van de Ven. Mo Johnston. And well wide of goal. Free kick against Richard Goff. Perhaps a chance now for Aberdeen to put some pressure on Chris Woods and his defenders. We're now into injury time. Robert Connor being shadowed by Terry Hurlock. Connor, well, was a good ball. It's headed behind by John Brown, who was under a lot of pressure there. Hans Heelhouse was lurking again. Brown did well. Stevens with the pass back. And there goes the final whistle. Well, I'm quite sure both sets of players quite relieved about all of that. Warm handshakes all round, but an afternoon dominated by, well, farcical conditions. And neither set of players really allowed to play. There's a man who took over from Theo Snelders, Brian Irvine, and he'll be pleased with his contribution. A warm handshake from his skipper, Alex McLeish, and a handshake from John Brown. So the final score here at Pittodrie, Aberdeen 0, Rangers 0.
Alec, that couldn't have been an easy day for the